What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Blake's Take with yours truly, Blake Neiman. And the 2022 NBA Draft brought forth some interesting moves by teams who are trying to find a player or players that could cultivate their franchise. It didn't take long for the fans and analysts to get surprised in this draft, as with the number 1 overall pick, the Orlando Magic chose Paolo Banchero, who by many draft analysts was projected to be the number 3 overall pick behind Jabari Smith and Chet Holmgren. For weeks leading up to the draft, Jabari Smith was a sure lock at number 1, but when the pick was in, Paolo Banchero would be the first name called. Banchero has loads of potential with his 6'10", 255-pound frame with a versatile skill set which includes a three-point jump shot, refined post moves, and a powerful rim attack. Even with Smith now available, the Oklahoma City Thunder still were dead set on selecting Chet Holmgren at number 2. Holmgren is a recollection of another number 2 overall pick that the Oklahoma City Thunder selected back when they were the Seattle Supersonics in a slim 7-foot sharpshooter that you may know as Kevin Durant. Now obviously Holmgren has a long way to go before he can be in the talks of being compared to Kevin Durant, but his potential to help OKC get out of this rebuild phase and into a contender phase is through the roof. Overall, I just want to say that the Oklahoma City Thunder have done a fabulous job seeking talent through the years, from drafting Kevin Durant to Russell Westbrook a year later, and then eventually James Harden leading up into the NBA Finals when they went on that run in 2012. Now they're in the new era with this trio of Chet Holmgren, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Josh Giddey. The grass is really starting to look greener in OKC, and I'm excited to see the future. Anyway, so with all that being said, Jabari Smith was still available at number 3, where the Houston Rockets snatched him up, resulting in a huge win for Jalen Green, who will now be paired with a talented forward in Smith who has lots of two-way talent. Then we had some head-scratching moves by two of the worst franchises in the NBA in the Sacramento Kings and the New York Knicks, which opened up a great draft opportunity for the Detroit Pistons by the two teams' misses. The poor Kings missed out on the right pick yet again, as they had Jaden Ivey in their sights, but instead chose to pass on Ivey and instead select Keegan Murray, who probably will be the better fit in the end for the current disastrous structure that is the Sacramento Kings. Honestly, I'm just sorry for anyone that has to play in Sacramento, especially young players coming out of college. They haven't made the playoffs since 2006 and are coming off 6 consecutive losing seasons. But hey, who knows? Maybe former Warriors assistant Mike Brown can bring some of that winning culture from Golden State up the road to Sacramento. As for the Kings of the Eastern Conference, the New York Knicks have been equally as disappointing, falling out of the playoff picture this year after qualifying for the first postseason since 2013 in 2021. The Knicks made it evident on draft night that all of their prospects that they sought out were gone, leading them to trade their first-round pick in this year's draft for some draft picks in the future in hope that those drafts will be more promising. The problem is, 2 of those picks are protected from Oklahoma City, which limit their value, while the one from the Bucks in 2025 will likely be a late first-rounder, which will not result in a talent of the caliber that they have gotten that they could have gotten in the lottery this year. They went through all of this trouble of trading away a first-round pick and their lottery pick in the draft to go out and get Jalen Brunson in free agency, who had a breakout season this year, don't get me wrong, with the Mavericks, but still has a lot yet to prove to be an all-star talent that could elevate the New York Knicks franchise. To go through the kind of disappointing season they had last year and not even have a first-round pick is just quite odd. So we will just have to wait and see if the risk is worth the reward with taking the chance in free agency. So with all of these moves being made by the Kings and the Knicks, it made for a Christmas morning for the Detroit Pistons. With the Kings passing on Ivey, the Pistons were able to steal him and make for a great backcourt pairing for Cade Cunningham. Not only that, but after taking on Kemba Walker and giving up Jeremiah Grant to our Blazers, Detroit was able to re-enter the lottery again and were able to land Jalen Duren, who with his athleticism as a big will benefit greatly getting great looks from 2 high-end point guards. In the end, I feel many teams got what they needed out of this draft, while others felt as though the talent fell short of what will be available in free agency and or in the drafts to come. We'll see how these stars and these young talents will pair out here in the Summer League. We'll get to see some of them going against one another and show their development and their talent that they bring to the table to their respective teams. But it'll be exciting to see this rookie class. Lots of talent with Chet Holmgren, Paolo Banchero, and Jabari Smith. Those will be the headliners. And we'll see maybe some steals like will come out and show their talent as well and show what they're made of for their teams. And we'll see what happens in free agency. The waters are highly dense right now, and we'll see what other star players land wherever they go. But as far as the teams in the lottery, they were able to get what they needed out of this draft, and were able to elevate their franchises in hopes for the future. So we'll see how it goes this upcoming NBA season. You can keep on all the offseason action here on Blake's Take on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and or YouTube. I hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe and like to stay up to date, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a great day.